Hey, what's going on? It's Jason Capital here, and welcome to today's episode of Ask JC, where you've got questions and I've got your answers. So we have an interesting question today from Ryan. The title of this video is, I want a hotter girl, and I want her now. All right, so here's Ryan's question. He said, yo, Jason, thanks for being such a charming, carefree, badass beast. It's a beautiful thing to watch, and I love the show idea. So he goes, with relationships, imagine you've taught and you've led a girl and she now kaizens. She's grateful, she's attracted, she wants to be my girlfriend, but you know you can do better. You know you want more. You want your 10. He goes, 1, what is the best delivery or verbiage to sell this general crucial conversation in a high status, honest way? Or do you avoid honesty, the core truth, and do you just give other reasons? He says, because telling her something like, hey, I just kind of want a hotter bitch right now sounds it doesn't sound correct. It's an interesting inference you have there. He goes, I don't have any outcome attachment. I'd like to stay friends. I don't want to burn the bridge. But that in mind, is this a bigger issue of the grass is always greener mindset with women? Is that an issue to have that mindset? Not attached is healthy, but inability to settle sounds like a story, blah, blah, blah. Ryan, here we go. Thank you so much for your question, first of all. Now, here's what I want to do, okay? Here's what could happen. You could go and get, I don't know, a therapist or some mid-level coach or something, and you could just talk about this for like 12 weeks, maybe a 24-week package, I don't know. You could talk about it for a long time, or we could do it the Team Capital way. We could get fucking real right now, and we could unravel this truth, and we could create a workable solution for you right now in this video. Which one do you say? I'm gonna give you 10, 3, 1, okay. Here we go. All right, so first things first, okay? We have to start with the truth, okay? You aren't you're not detached from the outcome. Okay, you're not at that point yet. You are not clear on what it is you truly want right now. I'm gonna get to the grass is greener thing in a second because we gotta fucking talk about that, okay? Here's the truth though. You feel bad because you invested in this girl, right? You've heard of a sunk cost fallacy. It's, if someone's on the stock market and they put a bunch of money into a stock, they think it's gonna go up, it doesn't, it goes down, and on its way down, instead of selling it, which is the rational thing to do, they hold on to it because they have this irrational idea that, well, if I just hold on to it a little bit longer, it'll get better. And instead of letting go of the investment, they hold on to it and they hold on to it and they hold on to it, and they ride it into the fucking graveyard, okay? That's a sunk cost fallacy. You are committing this mental error with this girl right now. You've invested in her. You've spent time with her. And because of that, you don't want to just cleanly let it go right away. There has to be some bigger, comprehensive, complicated solution to deal with this. And that's just, it's not true. Okay, now here's the second part though, okay? There is a small part of you, not a big part, there's a small part of you though that is afraid that if you do let go of this girl, you can't do better. You're afraid that if you let her go, you won't find someone better. And then it's like, what the fuck did I just do? I got rid of this great girl who seems to really love me and really, believes in my values and has a similar worldview as me. And I got rid of her because I thought there'd be some hotter girl who would have the same type of mindset. And I can't get that girl, or that girl doesn't exist, or she doesn't exist in my country, or, blah, 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 whatever objections people normally come up with. I'm too tall, I'm too short, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm too smart, I'm too stupid. We could go on and on. It doesn't fucking matter, okay? We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to see things accurately if we're going to make a shift really quickly right now. We have to start there, and it hurts and it's painful, and I know, but the sooner you can accept this now, the sooner you're gonna get to the place that you wanna get to. All right, so let's recap there real quick. 1, you don't wanna just let her go right away because you've invested in her. And if you were ready to let go of her, you would have already done it. You wouldn't have emailed me. You would have just fucking done it, okay? And second, you're a little concerned. There's a small part of you that thinks you can't do better. All right, so knowing those two things, there's one other thing I want to talk about before we get to the grass is greener thing, okay? And here's what it is. In your question, you said, word for word, I'm going to read it here. You said, what's the best delivery or verbiage to sell this general conversation, okay? What is there, Ryan, to sell? There's nothing to sell. This is your life. This is your body. This is your decision, okay? You're not a fucking kid anymore. We're not children anymore, okay? There's no Santa Claus coming down the chimney to give us what we want and help us get what we want, okay? It's your decision if you're gonna be with this person or not, just like it's her decision if she wants to be with you or not, Okay, you got to understand that, dude. There's nothing to sell her on. There's no idea to sell her on. This is you and you alone coming to grips with, do I want to stay with this girl or do I cut it off cleanly and then move on with my life, okay? So remember that. And if you're watching this, you're not Ryan, but you're watching this and some of these ideas are starting to like click for you or having epiphanies, good, okay? Because this is a common fucking issue with men and women today in the world that we currently live in. People thinking they need to sell other people on their own decisions. You don't need anyone's approval to make a fucking decision for yourself. We live in a world where people are so indecisive and they need other people's validation and approval before they make a single shift in their life, before they make a single decision, and it is hurting us. Be decisive, all right? So, knowing all that, let's talk about this grass is greener thing, okay? I love that saying, the grass is always greener, and here's why I love that particular saying, my friend Ryan. Because it's not true, okay? Repeat after me. The grass is never greener, okay? It is a cognitive bias playing and wreaking havoc on your mind to constantly keep you jumping from pebble to pebble to pebble, thinking that the next one will always be better. And if you have any serious amount of life experience, if you've done a bunch of things in your life, then you know exactly what it is I'm talking about. The grass is never greener. And why is that at its core? Okay, it's because no matter where you go, no matter who you're with, no matter what you're doing, what you'll find is that it's always you, right? Wherever you go, wherever you are, whoever you're with, there you are. It's always you. It's always about you. Ryan, whoever I'm talking to right now, if you're watching this, okay, it's always about you. The grass is not greener, okay? If you're like the grass is always greener and you have a girl and then you always see another girl and you think that one will be better, or if you get with a guy and then you see another guy and you think that guy will always be better, or if you're at a school and you think that other school, your life would have been better, if you're at a job and you thought that other job would have been better, okay, it's bullshit. It's not about the external, it's about you. It's about a self-esteem issue inside, which we don't have time for today. All right, but I want to get forward here with a solution for you, Ryan. So let's wrap this up. Here we go. Felix Dennis, who was almost a billionaire, not quite. He created a magazine called FHM and a bunch of other massive ones in Britain. Really badass businessman. Okay, a couple books you want to read called The Narrow Road, The Narrow Path, and then the other one is How to Get Rich. Okay, he talks about something in one of these books called The Rule of 30%. And he used it with hiring. What Felix Dennis said was that whenever I'm hiring a new employer, I'm replacing a current employee with a new one, that new employee has to be 30% better than the current employee that I have right now. And here's why. Because I already know all of the issues and problems and faults of my current employee. Okay? I'm getting the full spectrum idea of that person. I can make a clear, full appraisal. But that new employee, that one who's trying to come in, they might just be great at giving a good interview, okay? They might just have really good references. I don't know their faults yet. 3 months in, if I work with them, then I'll know their faults. Then I'll know that they have a weird tapping habit, or then I'll know that they come into work late, or then I'll know that they only give a great interview, but they suck, right? It's like you meet someone and they're like, I don't know, you see a girl and she's like a great gymnast, and then you get her in bed and you're like, where'd the acrobatics go, right? It's like they give a great interview, but they're not really that good. Okay, so it's the 30%. That new employee has to be at least 30% better than the current, because when they come in, even at 30% better, they're not actually 30% better. I'm gonna find out their faults. I'm gonna discover the truth, and it's gonna balance out. Okay, the grass is never greener, because if you're in a relationship right now and you think something will be better, you have to remember, you don't know that other person's faults, but you know everything about that person that you're with. Okay, this is called being fucking rational, and it will make you successful. It will keep you happy. It will keep you calm. It will keep you clear of judgmental errors, of making errors in judgment in your life. It will keep you successful. Ryan, you feel me? Good. So let's wrap up right now. Here's what I suggest you do, okay? Here's my prescription. Don't go hunting looking for a better bird while you keep her on deck, okay? Don't do that. Here's what I would do. Give her truth and give her the freedom. Let her know that there won't ever be a relationship. That's just not what you're looking for right now. And she can do what she wants. She does not have to stay. She is free to do what she wants with her life and her body, just like you are free to do what you want with your life and with your body. And while this is going on, here's what I want you to realize, okay? If you went out and you're like, I want my perfect 10, okay, which is a bullshit thing we can talk about another time. But if you go out there and you're just like, I gotta find this girl, like, where is she? And you're looking under rocks and on top of rooftops and you're going to Egypt and digging up graves looking for this magical unicorn, this perfect 10, you will realize that one, doesn't exist, and two, if you do find one, it won't actually be a perfect 10. Okay, it will be an idealized projection of your mind. You met some girl and she's good and she got her faults, but your brain will turn down the volume on those faults. It will zoom in on only what's good, and you will once again delude yourself into thinking that you have found your perfect girl, and then 6 months later you'll realize that she's really not. Okay, much better to do what all the top guys and all the top people and all the women, everyone on Team Capital who's killing it right now does. Focus on you, dominate your path, and as you're dominating your path, allow these great people and girls and connections and things to be attracted to you. Let them come to you, because only then will you be rational about seeing them for who they really are. And only then, best yet, is you will attract the people who are best for you, because you'll be living your truth, you'll be living your values, you'll be doing the things you want to do in the places that you want to do them, and you'll meet people with who are like-minded, who have similar interests, and are just, they think like you. Okay, you're going to attract the right people there. And then maybe you'll meet your perfect, I don't know, your perfect 9.9. I don't know if that 10 exists. If you do find a 10 though, then, we can switch places. All right, tell me about it. I want to know how you did it, okay? So I'm a lifelong student of learning as well. I don't see that one happening though. Just my 2 cents plus 98 cents and the rest of my net worth, all right? So that will wrap up today's episode of Ask JC, where you've got questions and I've got your answers. I'll see you in the next one.